Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Pokemon Platinum. Last time, we returned to the Distortion World and found the Grizziest orb that allows us to unlock Giratina's origin form for our own use. Not that I will be doing that, he's totally uber. That, and we went through the hidden area of Victory Road emerging here. This time, we're going to explore Route 224, behind the freaking Pokemon League. That's just darn cool in concept alone. I remember that in my first playthrough, it was a long time before I was even aware of how to get to this place. I looked at my map and just kind of pondered how to get here for a long time, because I didn't find that, did we really need 3 upgrades? Like, seriously, did we need 3 of these things? Oh, it does evolve Porygon too. Anyway, yeah, I spent a long time wondering how to get back here, and eventually when I went through that Victory Road area, it was just so neat arriving on the other side of the Pokemon League. I remembered actually thinking that I had to maybe beat the Pokemon League a few times before they would let me back here or something, but it was just kind of a cool experience of discovery that I thought. There's a lot of trainers around here that you can battle, and they do have good experience, but in the interest of saving time, I'm just gonna skip right past them. It'd be kind of funny if that guy noticed me right when I said that. Because there is some interesting stuff back here, more so than it just being a really neat idea. Get yet another Ultra Ball. Just rolling around in those. Sounds actually kind of fun filling a ball pit with Pokeballs and just rolling around in them with all the different designs. Someone's got to make that a reality. Kind of surprised official merch hasn't done that at this point. A repeat ball! Kind of a fun fact, Lucas and Dawn, the trainers that you can play as in this game, in the official artwork for Platinum, nice subtle detail is that they're holding repeat balls. I was just kind of thought that was neat. I guess it's because Platinum is a repeat of Sinnoh. Hey, buddy! My dragon Pokemon chose to become powerful here. They sure like it. You sound so aggressive just to state something incredibly basic. It's like he crawled through Victory Road and his knees being overwhelmed by how hard it was getting here, and then he just proclaimed, "My Pokemon are gonna train on this route and they are gonna like it!" Just because he was so upset with how hard it was getting here. I'm projecting way too much onto him. I need to switch Bodhi out before there's any real danger against this Altaria. And since he is such an aggressive person about something so basic, I see no better kind of person to ignore while we go over the bios for this area, because we have 4 new encounters. Technically 2. So let's get started with Oddish and Gloom. Both can be encountered on this route, and both are high enough level to come with Petal Dance and Giga Drain. Gloom is the higher level of the 2, does not matter which one you catch, they will both have the same moves. On to the future that you may have with one of these radish things. It's the first split evolution we've seen in a very long time. Vileplume is an incredibly standard grass poison type. Pretty much all the moves that you would expect with nothing unusual. It does good special damage, and it's a little bulky, though in the vein of being a generic grass poison type, it's pretty slow for this point in the adventure. It will learn Solar Beam at level 63, and that's it. Blossom, on the other hand, is a pure grass type. If evolved immediately from a Gloom when caught in the wild here, it will learn Leaf Storm. While pure grass is by no means the easiest type to slot in as the 6th member of a team, that's pretty darn cool. Other than that, it's also very standard for what it is. Its stats are even identical to Vileplume's aside from the special attack and special defense being swapped. Neither of them are awful, but kinda boring. In fact, they're so similar that their TM and HM learn sets are identical. But there is a bright side. Now we can move on to something a bit more exciting. Bellsprout and Weepinbell. This is a grass poison family with decent speed and is meant to do mixed attacking. There are multiple possibilities here for movesets if you want to use TMs, and maybe drop a few heart scales as well. Both are high enough level that they will have Ring Out Slam and Razor Leaf upon being caught, and probably the most negative thing I can say here is that the levels they're caught at force you to use Heart Scales for Victory Bell to get Leaf Storm and Leaf Blade, but just from the moves I've mentioned from Level Up and Heart Scale alone, it already sounds fun. That's not a bad thing. I've remembered something! The Destiny Knot. That makes it so that Attraction will last for more turns. I think this is the first game in which you can equip a Destiny Knot to pass on IVs through breeding, where 5 of the 6 IVs will be the same. Actually, no, shoot, that's Kalos. What? I don't know. But what I was going to say is that they were jerks with designing this area. there's some items here that you can get. Oh, a pearl. I'd rather have a diamond personally, but that's just me. I'm just not really a big fan of the exclusives that a pearl nets you as the entry fee. It's that the items that they have hidden throughout this place take forever to... I'm all out of repels, so it's gonna take even longer. Joy! Thought I stocked up on enough for the route ahead because that room really isn't all that big. I hereby decree today as Repel Appreciation Day. If you want to appreciate how much more tolerable repels make your entire life, do this. Go through an area without a repel in any DS Pokemon game. It's specifically the DS ones that have ridiculous encounter rates. There is a Razor Claw. Did we really need 2 of those in the world? Maybe if you're training because Weavile's good competitively. The other one, I'm gonna want to go this way, sneak past old Baldylocks here. I think that's about the best name I can give him. Because there is a place where you can slip through these trees. There is nothing here, and yet there is a power lurking. I don't know about you, buddy. I found a pearl on the beach. That's a lot more than nothing. Or you're a girl. I don't like how similar the psychic sprites look. I can never tell if they're a man or a woman. It's cool if you want to have the appearance and identity of whatever you want in real life. That is totally fine, but when you're like, what, 10 by 15 resolution, it would kind of help if your features were exaggerated so that I don't mix things up when talking to you. Just saying. In the Forest Maze, an area name that is all too used in a lot of beloved games, we can surf into this water. Please let me walk these 2 squares. Thank you. At least the game is not that cruel with its encounter rates. And we have a bit of a secluded area around here. Just checking to make sure there's no items. 2 items. So it's in the secluded area that we had to surf over, and it's near some berries. I guess that makes these hidden items buried treasure! I'm so sorry, I had to do it. Oh, that's on the beach below us. Okay. Citrus berries, always a good find, always welcome in my bag. Love it. It's been a while since we've talked about berries at all. Feels like after Pokemon Contest, they just kind of lost their usefulness aside from the Lepa berries that I used before the champion, but those got used off screen. It's been a while since we've done some good old-fashioned berry farming. I also will say that I truly feel sorry for anybody who plants their berries on this route in hopes of growing more, because you're gonna have a heck of a time getting back here. There's not like a nearby Pokemon Center that you can fly to or anything. Saved you all the moaning and groaning it was gonna take me to reach this PP Max. That's, I think, basically 3 PP ups in one. Whatever it is, it gives you the maximum possible max PP that you can have on a move. It's great. I do apologize if our journey through Route 224 has been, weird. It's just that it's a very strange route that has all these long, narrow pathways that lead to random items and nothing else. So there's not a very easy way to show all that in a smooth, continuous run. Though, again, I highly recommend that you battle all the trainers on this route. I will be coming back here off screen to do some training, because there is some good money and experience to be gotten here. It would just take a super long time. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna meet you back over by that ace trainer that we fought earlier when I decided to turn around and get these miserable items. Of course, on the way back, the item we saw was... well, okay, this wasn't the item we saw, it's a pearl. But the other item that we saw was... a heart scale. Down there is the trainer I said that I would meet you by, and I think I've earned the right to complain about this. No, your eyes are not playing tricks on you. It has taken me so long to get back here that it is almost nighttime. Yeah. Well, the thing that Marley wanted to see is that at the end of Route 224 is this white rock. The surface is unmarked. What do you mean? It's got indentations all over the top of it, polished like a mirror. It's similar to the white stone that is seen in Moss Deep City in Hoenn. However, unlike that white rock, this one actually has a purpose. If you come all the way to the end of Route 224 to this rock with the event item of Oak's Letter, you will meet Professor Oak here, and before you will appear the Sea Break Path, A geographically impossible long featureless route of nothing but flowers. Yeah, not exactly the most intriguing area, but it's interesting in that it's the longest route in any Pokemon game, and something that was not technically possible on the Game Boy Advance. The limitations of Ruby and Sapphire would not allow for something this long. It's nothing exciting, and it's pretty lame, and you are seeing it in its entirety right now, but at the end of it is the legendary Pokemon, Shaymin. Shaymin Landform is basically this game's Mew. Every generation's gotta have one, and here it is. Base 100 in every stat, but honestly, it's kinda mediocre. The pure grass type doesn't really do it many favors, and the moves that it learns aren't all that impressive. The exception is its signature move, Seed Flare. This is a 120 power special grass type move with 85% accuracy and a 40% chance of sharply lowering the opponent's special defense, which it learns at level 100. However, this is not Diamond and Pearl, this is Platinum, and Platinum just loves giving things to Pokemon that needed something in order to be good, and Shaymin got that. If you go to Floroma Town, and you talk to this girl right over here, she will give you the Grasadia flower. She will only give you this if your Shaymin was obtained from a fateful encounter. And because of this, Shaymin is unique that specifically in Platinum, even if it's caught in the wild, it will always show up as being a fateful encounter. With this item, Shaymin can transform into its Sky form. Why Shaymin needs one of these to transform, I have no idea. It has not one, but two of these things on its body naturally. I guess maybe one's not enough and neither is two, so it has to be exactly 3 for it to be able to take flight. I can't think of any explanation for this, and it's one of the stranger transformations out there. It becomes Grass Flying type, gains the ability to use Air Slash, and has its stats completely redistributed so it can be a much more offensive Pokemon. This is what makes Shaymin worthwhile and makes it really good. It also has Serene Grace for its abilities, that makes Air Slash even better. There are some downsides, however. It can only be Sky Shaymin during the day. It cannot be used in verses just like the other new forms that were introduced in Platinum, so it is locked to single player only. And lastly, and I'm not even sure if I'd call this a downside at all, is that it will revert to Landform if it is ever frozen, but it's quad weak to ice. When would it ever be frozen from being hit by an ice type move? There's no move that just freezes. It straight up would just be knocked out. There's no other way about it. That's it. I have never seen a Sky Shaymin ever get frozen in my entire life, but maybe if you want to run the Yachi Berry on it, you will see this oh so spectacular sight that I have never had bestowed upon me. And since that's it for the Shaymin event, I want to take a moment at the end of this to acknowledge something. I had a lot of people respond to me talking about the Darkrai event back when we revisited Canalave City, telling me all these ways that I could hack my game to be able to play the events in this. And I know about all these. I looked into all these options before doing the series, I thought about all the different ways that I might be able to achieve such a thing, and I ultimately decided that none of the options were for me. I will admit that I did word things a little poorly. I did say that you need to have the Wonder Card data in order to play these events, and that is one way that you can do it, but the important thing is that you receive the item from somebody in a Pokémart. If an NPC at a Pokémart does not give you these items, they will not work on their own. So it is true that they don't work if hacked into your inventory, but there are other ways of doing it. Alternatively, yeah, there are also ways to walk through walls and stuff like that to go to these places and fight the Pokemon that way, but I just don't want to do that. I don't want to risk messing something up or leaving out a number or doing something incorrectly and messing up my save file. And if I messed up my save file, not only would it mean weeks of replaying this game just to get back up to where I was, but our team would be lost. I'd never be able to recreate it exactly as it was. And on top of that, you guys know how I am with bonus videos. You don't want me to have to potentially do that in order for the Let's Play to continue. I just don't think it's worth it, and that's why I prefer to do things this way. Again, like I said before, it is your prerogative if you want to modify your save file to do this. I'm just not going to do that. But with We made it through, went behind the Pokemon League and saw some rare sights there, got a lot of items, and returned to Floroma Town to talk about something that has been long lost for, well, a long time. Next time on Pokemon Platinum. Now that we're all done going around the Sinnoh region, we're going to Snowpoint City and seeing just what Barry wanted from us. Oh boy, he is not going to be pleased. See you guys then.